Martin, a big win tonight, 2-0 in the end, but a slow first half performance again. What do you make of it?
I think the last time we played St Mirren here, I could be wrong, but I think we got 6 goals, beat them 6-0, so a nice convincing win. I was hoping for the same again tonight because we needed a wee lift in our performance. But the first half felt like a continuation of the Hibs game at the weekend, just a bit flat and lethargic and not much for the fans to get excited about. Sometimes these midweek games can be tough as well, just something about midweek game, it just feels less important than a Saturday at 3 o'clock. I don't know why, but it does, and St Mirren obviously sitting deep, desperate to come away with a point. So, first half there wasn't much to get excited about, and I thought could really do an early goal in the second half. Second half I thought was different, particularly after we got the first goal. That just gave the fans a lift, and they could feel the energy in the crowd once they got the first goal. They were getting behind the team. It's nerves, isn't it? And at this stage of the season, there's only really one thing that matters, and that's getting the 3 points, and we did that tonight. So I'm delighted at the end of the day.
Yeah, you touch on the nerves there, and there's a lot of nerves in the crowd, particularly going into that second half. Do you think the team is feeling the pressure as well? We are leading now, and I think bar the Motherwell game, as we talked about at the weekend, there has been a dip in the performances. And again tonight, it just looked like we were a bit toothless in the first half, a bit of a lack of speed and a lack of ideas. Do you think it is maybe a mental thing with the players because they know that we're down to 9 games left after tonight, getting closer, but it's tight? Do you think that's wearing on them?
I think so. I think no matter who you are, you see it in leagues across Europe that you get results that you wouldn't expect at this stage of the season. It doesn't happen quite so much in the middle part of the season and at the start, although Celtic's start of the season wasn't great, but we didn't have a good squad at that time. So I think nerves kick in. I think for some of the players, you look at some of our players, Hatate being a prime example, a number of games that he's played and the travelling that he's done, and playing twice a week as well. Not feeling sorry for ourselves because we've got a bigger squad in Scotland, and playing twice a week we should be able to manage that. But I think at times it feels like we need a bit of freshness, and sometimes you looked at the bench and thought there's not many options. Tonight was quite interesting when they made the changes because one of the changes was pushing the captain up, and we all know and we all love when he plays more offensively, what an impact he can have on the games. And tonight his goal was just summed him up. I thought the ball broke to him, they had a little bit of time, but a lot of players would have panicked and tried to snap the shot and probably put it over the bar. No, what did he do? He picked it out, there was 3 players in front of him and he just placed it in the corner of the net. Honestly, it's easy to say when he scores, but there was never a doubt in my mind he was going to score, and I seen the ball fell to him. I thought this is a goal, and he never lets us down. So I think small things like that, the captain, the manager will still be looking at things like that and seeing what's working and what's not working. And I thought in a game like tonight, putting Beaton on the back and pushing McGregor up was a good tactical change.
Yeah. I think the subs did help us. We got better in that second half when they came on. Just on Hatate, struggling a bit, isn't he? I mean, he was never going to keep up that form for his first few games against Hearts and Rangers and Motherwell, but is hitting a bit of a dip, isn't he?
He is, but I think that's generally a number of games he's played, and he puts his heart and soul into the game as well. He never stops. So I was watching his body language at the weekend when he came off. I think he was the last to leave the pitch at Hibs, and I was quite close to him coming off the pitch at the time. He just looked a bit dejected. I think he puts his heart and soul into it. He gives 100%, and he was really disappointed if things don't work out. I was right next to him tonight. He gave his top over to one of the Japanese lads who had a flag and a message to him, assuming Japanese, and he came over and wee boy got a high five, And there's just something special about him as well. He's got a real aura about him. So, I'm delighted to see him still getting a start, because I do think that the best combination that we've got, maybe not so much in home games, because you can have the luxury of Rogic, he's got a bit more space, but I think Hatate and O'Reilly's the better combination in those 2 offensive positions, and I think the manager's made that decision, and that showed tonight. Rogic's had a bit of dip in form. I was also delighted to see Dembele come on tonight. He just gave the fans a lift as well. You could see the reaction even when he came on. Everyone was on their feet. And then when he got the ball, he just looked exciting, didn't he? He won us a corner with his first touch. But it's good if we can have a couple of options. And what Celtic really need is to be able to bring somebody off the bench for it to make a difference.
Big game on Sunday at Livingston. A lot of talk about the record there. It's very poor. Do you think that kind of performance tonight is enough for us to go there and break Livingston down and come away with 3 points?
Do you know what I think we need? Not just at Livingston, but in a lot of these games where we're playing their lower league teams where they're just sitting back, they're sitting deep. I think we need a bit more, and it's what Ange does bring, and I didn't see it tonight. The other team are trying that a little bit harder, and we're too predictable and too slow and not moving the ball quick enough. I thought that was the case quite a lot tonight. What we need on Sunday is a bit of urgency. We need a physical presence. I know we talk a lot about the record and the type of pitch that we're playing on and the type of team that Livingston set out to be. But a lot of the players that are playing on Sunday won't have played at Livingston before. It's a new team, so we need to forget what's happened in the past. You think about Livingston were the last team to beat us in the league, and we've had 23 games since then and never looked like getting beat. It's been really convincing with, I think, 3 or 4 draws during that period and 19 wins. So we're on a really, really good run. It doesn't look like we're going to get beat. I think when Livingston beat us, that was 3 defeats out of the first sort of half a dozen games, wasn't it? It's a real tough start to the season, but this is a much stronger squad. And go to Livingston with real confidence. I think our bad result Hibs Good result tonight. Reasonable performance, particularly in the second half, and go with confidence. We should be beating Livingston.
Should be. Last one tonight, mate, before you go, man of the match, can you pick one?
Definitely for me, the guy that got man of the match was the man of the match, Carter Vickers. I think, it's brilliant that he's got a first class, a world class keeper behind him now. But I still think Taylor. I know we get accused of Taylor being the whipping boy, but stats are the stats, and we're watching them week in, week out. We're not picking on anybody. We want every single Celtic player to do well, but I think Taylor being a weakness on the left hand side, and Starfelt being a bit erratic. You then look at Carter Vickers and Juranovic really being the two that we rely on heavily in that back four. Carter Vickers has never let us down. He's an 8 out of 10 every single week. Tonight, the way he took his goal was fantastic. So he was good going forward and good defensively. Without a doubt, man of the match for me.